we had a lot of outside distractions last year, and we want to eliminate those. And we want to be closer as a team this year. Last year we had some problems, outside distractions, but ultimately we believe that if we can stay close and together and love each other, that we can be successful.
Tell me about this offense. You got a new quarterback. How does he fit into what you do offensively? And then with Bradley and yourself back at the receiver positions, how do you guys, knowing that you have that Friday night experience at receiver, how do you set the tone for what you guys do offensively?
Yeah, our receivers are all back. Eddie is great friends with all the seniors and everybody. Friendly guy, and we got good team chemistry. That's what we work on. We're all great friends, and when we work out there, we have fun, and we make it. It's practice, but we have a great time out there.
What's impressed you about this offense so far in camp?
We've been up tempo. It's early, and we've been hitting strides, and we've got exactly what we wanted to get in by the times, and we're ahead of schedule with our schemes and everything like that. So that's good.
When you take a look at this team defensively, what are some of the things that excite you about this team defensively? And because guys like Frank have graduated, who are some of the guys that are going to be taking larger roles and taking a big role defensively for Dwenger this year?
Well, Isaac Blume is one of our senior captains, linebacker. He's going to be coming back, and we got some young guys who are going to be stepping in, juniors and sophomores, who should be expected to play some big roles.
Final question, goals for Bishop Dwenger in 2017, what are they?
We want to improve from last year. We want to take it one game at a time, and, we're going to respect every opponent the same. Hopefully, game by game, we will be successful, and we want to take it one game at a time, and, we want to go from sectional to regional, semi-state, and we want to get a state title.
Taking over the quarterback position, what is priority number one for you now leading this offense?
Just taking it game by game and really just running it efficiently.
When you take a look at the weapons you have coming back, specifically at the receiver position, how much are you going to be relying on those guys who have that Friday night experience under the lights in the SAC?
Yeah, it's huge. I'm going to be talking to them. We're going to be going through our routes, and just being in touch is key.
What have you liked about this offense so far in camp?
We all, we really know each other, and we really know what each other, we're capable of doing. So we just kind of stick to that.
Who are some of the running backs that are going to be stepping up and competing for carries this year? I know Amon was the man, but was a little bit banged up last season. So who are some of the guys that are going to be stepping into larger roles in the running game for you guys?
Jordan Hudson will be big. Hayden Ellinger will be big. Tavion McGarry also.
And those guys are the running. So how is the running game moving along? How is it progressing thus far?
It's looking good. They're running it really well. They can hit all their holes, and everything's looking good.
For you, 8-4 last season, most schools will be really happy with that, but I know you guys are only really happy with championships.
Right.
So how does last season motivate you guys, and what do you take away from last season that you can apply this time around?
Our seniors really instilled what we need to do, and they helped us understand the offense, and yeah, just going game by game and just making sure everybody knows what they're doing is key.
I know it's only day 4 of camp, but you've been with these guys throughout the summer. You know what kind of work they've put in. What is it that excites you about Dwenger when you guys hit the football field for real August 18th?
Being under those lights is unlike anything else, and just getting out there with my friends and my teammates is just really what excites me.
As far as this team goes, tell me about what you've liked. I know it's only 4 days into camp, but you've played with these guys in the summer. What do you like about this Dwenger team? What excites you about this year?
Well, I like how we're all together. We don't play as individuals this year like some of us have in the past, but we play well together. I think we have good chemistry.
Defensively, tell me about what is going to be the strongest point of this defense, because I know you got to replace guys like Frankie and a number of guys that have been really productive in the past.
Well, we've had a lot of guys step up this year. They've trained hard in the offseason, and I think we'll be good as a whole. We're clicking pretty early this year, and it's helping us out.
As one of the guys that's going to be a leader for this defense, what do you tell some of the younger guys, and what kind of experience can you pass along to guys who are going to be in bigger roles this year on Fridays?
Just keep their head up. We're all going to make mistakes. Play one play at a time. Don't think about the last play. Look forward to the next one.
Who are some of the names and who are some of the guys that are going to be elevated into bigger roles this year that you're going to expect big things of this season?
Well, I know we have a few D tackles that are coming up, and they're pretty good. But as a whole, we're doing pretty well. We have a pretty strong defense this year, all around.
Any names that really stick out to you thus far in camp?
No, not so far.
As far as this team goes, 8-4. A lot of teams are really happy with 8-4. I know you guys are only happy when you're putting championships in the trophy case. What do you take away from last season that motivates you, and what do you learn from last season that you can apply to make you better in 2017?
Well, going out so early hurt us as a team, and I think it made us more excited for this year and hungrier to go out there and beat the teams that we lost to last year and have that edge and chip on our shoulder for the teams that we lost to last year.
Final question for me, goals for Dwenger in 2017.
Well, we just need to take one game at a time, win each game, and hopefully we'll end up at state.
Appreciate it, my man. I know it's only 4 days into camp, but you've seen these guys throughout the summer as well. What excites you about Dwenger heading into the 2017 football season?
Well, we're just going to take every game one at a time and hopefully just, give it our best every game. So we've been, just working really hard every day. So I'm really, excited to see how far we get.
8-4, a lot of teams are pretty happy with an 8-4 record, but I know you guys are only happy unless you're putting a championship in the trophy case in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
What do you take away from last season as a team that you can apply that'll make you a better squad in 2017?
I believe if we just, stay together as a team and focus on one game at a time and just stay as a family, then we can really just do work on the field.
Offensively, tell me a little bit about how the offense is progressing. What have you liked? Because, Blake graduates. He was a 2-year starter at quarterback, so there's obviously some transition being made.
The offensive line has been putting in some really good work, and Eddie in the backfield, he got some playing time last year, so I really think that's going to correspond to this year. So as long as we just stay together and, give Eddie some time, he'll make his plays.
Coach Svarczkopf always says it starts with you guys in the trenches. It starts up front. How much do you put on yourself and on this offensive line to set the tone for what you do offensively, specifically when you have, running backs that don't have a ton of experience and a new starting quarterback?
We just, Coach Garrett always tells us it's, we got to get out there and fight or, just get tossed around. So we just need to really focus on make sure we, play our hardest game out there and just keep, going forward.
I appreciate it, man. All right, Coach, as far as Bishop Dwenger goes, 4 days into camp, but I know you've seen these guys throughout the summer. You know what they're capable of. What excites you about this Dwenger team as we enter 2017?
A smile comes to my face when I think of these guys because they've done so many things right so far. You can't do anything from a football standpoint unless you're a team first. You care about one another, you love one another, you care about your school, you're unselfish, you think of the team first, and they have done that in so many ways that I can't count them. And, there's not any real stars on this team, so to speak. But wow, it's a fun group to work with, and we're really excited.
When you take a look at last season, 8-4, pretty solid record. What does this team take from last season that it can apply this year to improve in certain areas and to, just really motivate themselves based off last?
Well, first of all, from the top down, we are guilty, starting right here. We're guilty of just trying to maintain. Rather than set new goals, new standards, we looked at ways that, we don't have to do that anymore, because of what we have, and we've got a ring to show it. And what a terrible attitude to take. And so I'm very sorry for that, and I apologize to everybody involved in the program because from the top down, we just tried to maintain, or even that, compared to setting new goals and having loftier standards. So, and that's why I think it's so great when you see somebody that has the word repeat after a state championship, because that's a phenomenal accomplishment just because of human nature. So we had to retool all our goals and make sure that we started paying the price again, making the sacrifices that we'd made years up to now and didn't make last year. Also, fundamentals. We've got to get back to being better team fundamentally, and keeping the ball to ourselves, being very selfish with the football to where we're not coughing it up nearly as often. The games we lost, we gave the ball up 5 or maybe 6 times, and you're not supposed to win games with 2 turnovers, so, let alone 5 or 6. So those are our emphasis.
When you take a look at this team offensively, Blake Plicelli had been a 2-year starter for you guys, 1,800 yards last year passing. He's gone. Amon Clark, I know, was banged up last year, but you have to replace some production from the running back spot. Where do you see this offense going? What excites you about this offense, and who are some of the guys that are going to be stepping into bigger roles?
Well, this offense is good at the perimeter, the wide receiver positions. We're really experienced out there. Tommy Steele is back after an injury that knocked him out in Game 7. Brad Black is back at the other side, and those are two very, very good receivers. Both of them had 20 receptions or more last year. And we've got Alec Watercutter, who's a very experienced player and can be a great receiver. So, and then there's others. So we think on the perimeter we're very good. We're very deep in the backfield. We've got Chip Clark, Amon's younger brother. Jordan Hudson's back, who would be our leading rusher back from last year, and T.J. McGarry, who was, as a sophomore, carried the load quite a bit. So, and then there's a number of other really good backs. Eddie Morris is going to be a very good quarterback. Blake Shear is going to be, vying for that position as well. And then up front, we've got two starters in the offensive line who return. Joe Tippmann, who might be as good as anybody anywhere, and Mitchell Campbell, who's a very solid player as well. So we've got to find, we have found three other guys and just make sure they get some experience under their belt early.
Defensively, Frank kind of set the tone for what you guys did defensively in the last couple of years. He's graduated, moved on. Who are some of the guys that are going to be playing larger roles for you guys defensively, and what are the keys to sustaining or improving the defense based on last year?
Well, you want to improve. You don't want to sustain or maintain. Linebacker appears to be a spot where we got some depth. T.J. McGarry again at linebacker. Isaac Blume, Jared Lee. Those are three that stand out right now in our 4-3 front. Up front, Will Kohler is a very good defensive end. A.J. Brady looks like he's going to be a very good defensive end. We've got some good down linemen. Joe Tippmann. Although we don't like to have linemen play two ways, we're going to need him at times because he's a dominant player. Look for Jacob Fabini to be very, very good this year. He suffered quite a bit in the past with a very bad shoulder, but it's completely repaired, and he's very strong. And so up front, we think we're going to be fine. And then on the perimeter, then we got a lot of the same guys that we talked about on offense. And so we have to be careful there not to play too many of them two ways too often, because that's where you get worn out. And that's Tommy Steele back there, Alec Watercutter, Bradley Black, those kind of guys. So, but we feel good about our team. We feel good about the kicking game as well. And we're looking forward to getting going.
Goals for this team in 2017, what are they?
Individual, in other words, take the season and break it down into small parts. We want to be as good as we can for the first game. We've got a great opponent there in Wayne. They're loaded with talent and well coached. And we have to make sure that we play Dwenger football one play at a time, one day at a time, and hopefully just start off on a good foot.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, thank you for covering. I don't know how you guys do it on Friday nights. You're here, you're there, you're on the sideline. You just do a great job. So thanks for all you do for high school football. We're looking forward to it.
No problem. We appreciate it. Okay.